Teachers of colleges of education in Ghana are threatening the withdrawal of their services by the end of the month over government's failure to migrate them onto the appropriate salary structure. According to them, after 12 years of performing duties as teachers in the tertiary sector, government has refused to recognize them as such. The aggrieved teachers issued the ultimatum at a news conference in Cape Coast. We'll shortly speak to our correspondent Richard Kojunyakun, who has been following that news conference. Will bring us the details and also tell us what the concerns are of the teachers in the tertiary sector. Remember that for the past 12 years, as they've mentioned, it's been difficult for them not being put on the right salary structure. And this, they say, is forcing them to take a decision between now and the end of this month. If their concerns are not resolved, they will resort to only one option: withdraw their services and wait for government to give them what they need. Let's now speak to Richard Kojunyakun for more on this particular story. Richard, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Francis.
Richard, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Francis.
Richard, so walk us through what the concerns are of these teachers. When they say that they want to be migrated onto the appropriate salary structure, where are they now and where do they want to go?
Well, now they are in between. They are not either with the senior high school level or with the tertiary level. So as these separating colleges have been migrated into the tertiary sector, we say that it is only appropriate that they also migrate them as well, since they are a factor in the migration process. And so once the institutional facilities are in place, they've taken shape, government is upgrading all of these things into the tertiary sector, and the students have also acquired a diploma level, which is equivalent to the diploma that the polytechnics and the universities are receiving. It is only appropriate that government looks at their situation. They have petitioned the Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Education, all to no avail. It is either bring this document today, bring that document there. And so they are stuck in between the tertiary level and the secondary sector.
But again, for these concerns they raise, ordinarily you have the Salaries and Salaries Commission being the ones to handle this. How far have they gone in terms of negotiations for these better conditions of service?
Well, negotiations have stalled with the Salaries and Salaries Commission. They do not hear from them. Their leadership is not also telling them anything concrete. They have kept quiet over the matter, and they say that the salaries they receive can no longer send them home, because now the certain allowances have been withdrawn. They are now in a position to receive loans that the universities do. They do everything that the lecturers at the polytechnics and the universities do, but now, in terms of salary and other allowances, they still remain where they are before the migration of the colleges of education into the tertiary sector. And so that is why it has forced them. They said that they are frustrated and they do not know what to do. And so they want the general public or the appropriate institutions that be to act urgently and fast within these 2 weeks.
Richard, at this news conference, did they explain whether or not these concerns they are raising, they've written a letter or a petition to the relevant body to handle the matter beyond giving a 2-week ultimatum?
Well, according to them, it hasn't been long, and it's been ongoing. They write some of the letters that they write. They did not receive replies to these letters concerning their concerns that they put forward. They've been on the airways for a lot of time. We tell them that wait, exercise some patience, to deal with the situation. But they say that it has taken a very long time. 12 years is long a time for them to act. And so that is what has compelled them to give them these 2 weeks for them to act within these 2 periods. Otherwise, they are going to resort to the options available.
Okay, thank you, Richard Kojunyakun, with those details from the teachers at the College of Education. At a news conference today, they've indicated that they're giving government up until the end of this month. If they do not show up and put them on the appropriate salary structure, they'll have no option than to withdraw their services. And if you're wondering what this will mean implication-wise, it will mean that if your child or your relative is at the College of Education learning and hoping to be a teacher in the future, that will be curtailed for some time until they resume services in teaching these ones. That will also mean that if we're expecting to have these teachers get enough knowledge and quality to teach our children in the future, that will be compromised. And so we're looking to see what government and the Wages and Salaries Commission does about this, considering that just a few weeks ago, the Commission made it clear that they would ensure that we don't see more of these labor agitations happen in the country when it comes to these labor groups raising concerns about their salaries, their emoluments, and what they are entitled to. We'll see how this is resolved between now and the end of this month, May. If you're just joining us, you're watching The Pulse here on the Joy News channel on Multi TV. I entreat you to share your thoughts with us on the stories we've brought you here on the show. Look for us on Facebook at Joy News, also on Twitter at Joy News on TV. Remember to add the hashtag The Pulse to share your thoughts to the rest of the world. Also, you can tweet at me at Francis_Aban. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, Gary R. Smith will bring us a double dose of interviews and sports details after the break. Stay with us.